guys, this is Jess with Sourceful Journey back with another video. I wanted to share my thoughts about something. I don't know what's getting ready to come down the pipe, but I think it's something pretty big. When it comes to this whole notion of, what they call it, gang stalking, as well as, I think it's targeted individual. I've been hearing both of the titles being used interchangeably. I've even shared with some of you guys some of the details that I've come across when speaking to individuals, when I go through the consultations with them, what they've shared with me. I'm starting to see a pattern here, and I think something big is about to go down. So I want to share my thoughts with you about this. So the idea with gang stalkers, a lot of people think this is a government-driven program. There's individuals behind the scenes that are doing. I've heard that. Some think that it could be from someone who may have been like a disgruntled ex, who maybe had reported their partner or whoever they were dealing with to the government, and now they're on a watch list. You know, I've heard so many variations of these details from when speaking with people. Some would say they noticed it would take form while they're on the clock at work with certain coworkers they work alongside with. Some ways that people would notice it would be not only with certain cars, certain vehicles following them, they would notice certain colors, such as color schemes of the color of the vehicle. It may be in various forms. They notice certain people wearing the same color, ironically, of clothing, whether it may be hats, shirts, or shoes. It may be the same exact color, but it's a way they work with their system, their method of madness, if you will. Also, some individuals I've actually spoken to, they notice like they may be in a certain location and somehow some other individual comes in pretending to be on like a phone call or a video chat, and they'll say like certain keywords and phrases that would seem so off-putting or out of place, but it would be something aligned with a connection to them, and they're like, well, why are they talking about this? Like, let's use an example. Like, let's say they were in the state of, choose a random state. Like, let's say they were in the state of Arkansas, and let's say that they were like living there, and all of a sudden there's people coming to their establishment, like a restaurant, as an example, or I'm trying to think of where it's a service area, maybe like a hotel, and let's say there's individuals who come in, who sits down and randomly starts talking about like the city of Chicago, and you know, knowing that that individual may have once been a resident of the city of Chicago. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like random off-putting things like that it leads to people thinking they're being gang stalked. Other things that they notice too, it might be something with their emails. They may notice their email system is acting a little wonky. So it might be something that appears to be glitching, and they can also tell if their phone is like overheating or things like that. That lets them know their phone is being tapped, it's being watched. Also, it could be something so wonky in terms of their bank accounts. They may notice things such as what's in their account balance. It might be an increase or a decrease, and sometimes if they go in and use any money out of their account, all of a sudden their account dips into the negative. But the next thing you know, it goes into the positive. And if they were to call, I had one young lady tell me she noticed that with her account, and she said she contacted her bank, and her bank did not see any activity, or they claimed they didn't see no activity. Now, this is the kicker. They claimed they didn't. And the reason why is because it's someone that's internally working with that bank who has connections with whoever is behind it that's doing all this, which is the reason why they're not able to track her. They're telling her that. So it's trying to make her appear to be as if she's delusional, but she is not. And she has actual screenshots of these incidents taking place. So that's going to further prove her case when it's time. You're probably wondering, what do I mean when it's time? Let me explain. For those of you who have been going through this, sadly enough, I apologize for you guys having encountered this. It's such a fiasco. To know people could take time out of their day to do things like this to actually innocent individuals for no reason whatsoever. You would think with as many minutes, milliseconds, such that we have in our day, can these individuals find anything else to do that's productive? And they can. And yet you're still going about your day, but yet you're still keeping tabs and keeping notes of everything. And I have to admit, with that one young lady that I had the consultation with, because I've spoken to quite a few, but this one in particular, her story stood out to me a lot. She still kept a smile on her face and she still kept persevering. And she has all the proof saved up. I don't know why, but I've been getting a heavy feeling something is getting ready to come down the pike when it comes to this whole gang stalking thing, because more people are starting to talk about it. This is something that's on a global scale, not only in the US, but also globally in other countries as well. But to focus predominantly on the US, I think there's gonna be a huge civil case that's gonna go down. I feel like after Trump gets in, it's gonna take place, because I feel that they are privy to this detail and they probably have a deeper scope on who or which individuals on that side is allowing this stuff to go. Who is actually behind the scenes doing this nonsense or allowing this nonsense to play out. I just have a feeling this is about to go all over the news for sure, because too many people are speaking up on it and so many different people from so many different walks of life. And again, you have to ask why. Why is it? Why was it even allowed? Interestingly enough, this was quite heavy of a push during the time when the current administration has been in office. But what's funny is because there's so much detail that's coming out now where a lot of these people, their cover is being blown. It's like, why risk that? Why put your own personal livelihood on the line? Okay, I'm up here harassing this individual, but chances are it's not going to affect them, right? You can see it probably isn't affecting them. And now you fail to realize that the technology is everywhere. Technology is everywhere. And just as you can monitor them, they're definitely monitoring you. And now they're blasting you all over the web. Why do that? Why do that to yourself? And now anything that you have is out there and it's exposed, right? Any connections you have, they're gonna see that you're a part of it. How what? Or the fact that you can follow an individual just to make them feel closed in and uncomfortable. But the moment you flip that camera on you, now you tend to shrink up and get into a somber position because your cover's been blown. Like, that's not the type of way a person should want to live. And definitely not for a gift card. You heard me correctly, guys. I don't know if you know, but one thing I do recall when speaking with a few of the other individuals during the consultations, it was shared with me that some of these people are being paid with gift cards. That's pretty low. Why not get out there and actually work towards obtaining an actual paycheck? Work. Like, actually go obtain a real job, not this gift card shit. It's mind-blowing. And people are okay with that. Do they not realize the reason why they were chosen to take on these tasks is because they know if they, who given the assignment out, were to have tried doing it themselves, they know it would have been a lost cause. So they'd rather put you out there to take on the embarrassment, the brunt of the embarrassment, rather than it be them. But little did they realize, even with these group chats, that's another thing I've been hearing. Oh, I just thought about this. So let's not forget the group chats. So apparently there's been some instances too where there's group chats that are going on. There were certain plans and things where group chats were taking place when it came to going against these individuals, right? Do people not realize that those type of group chats, even if it's on the black web, it's monitored also? I would hope they would have enough sense to know that, right? You would think. I think you and I, whoever is listening to this video, probably think like you would think people have enough common sense to know that. And as I mentioned in one of my older videos, honey, we talk about the police force, and let's not even talk about the alphabet boys, but when you talk about just the simple local police department, they have an entire IT division. Why do people find that so hard to believe? I don't understand. I don't understand. You honestly think they can't track what's being done? Even if you're using what they call those phones? We just call them throwaway phones. We'll call them throwaway phones. You don't think they could track that? You don't think they can utilize satellites to see who may have had that phone and when was it thrown? You don't think they could track any of that? You think just because it's one of those disposable phones, if you will, that, oh, I can use this real quick and then toss, that's it? They're not gonna be able to track it with the satellites up above us to see, okay, who was standing there, when, where, at what time? You don't think they'll be able to see any of that, right? You think that keeps you out of the clear? Is that how that works? See, it kind of goes back to that old saying. My mom used to always say this, like, not everyone, you would think everyone should have some form of common sense, but not everyone has common sense. I used to laugh about that, like, Mom, because I used to feel like it was kind of a cold statement to say, but as I got older, I started to realize she's right about that. Not everyone has common sense. From what I understand, some of these individuals want to come back into your life after they've done all of that. They want to try to clear their hands of it. And for a lot of you, it's because you have something that's getting ready to come down the pipe that's going to be pretty rewarding. I think I've been picking up quite a bit in terms of details about life insurance policy. Some of you are going to end up receiving some type of property that was actually bestowed to you that you did not know about. There was an inheritance that was left to you from when you were as young as a toddler that you were not aware of. You may have very vague memories about it, hearing the adults talking about it, if you can think back to the conversation or a conversation you ever overheard them having before. But you didn't think anything of it because you were too young, but you remember hearing something about it. And didn't realize they were actually whispering about what they were going to do with that money when the time was right. A lot of you were encountering this whole thing with this gang stalking, target individual nonsense, right? A lot of it has to do with some of those who were your family members who had some ties to it as well, because they were trying to get their hands on this money. They want to make sure it was them getting it and not you. Not realizing they were being watched the entire time. Sadly enough, you may have also received letters over time where it looks like someone was trying to use your information around tax time and getting tax time. And you're kind of taken aback because you're like, wait, no one has ever used me on their taxes. Why is it showing that someone's trying to use my information? Why am I getting this document that someone's trying to use my information to do taxes? There's a reason behind that. There is. And what's interesting, what they failed to realize, that was a bad move, because that's what tipped off the alphabet boys. Look into this further, like, why are they coming after this guy? Why are they coming after this girl so heavy with her information? Why are they trying to do this? And it tipped them off to do some digging, and now they've been monitoring things for quite some time behind the scenes to see how these people are moving. The sad part about all of this is because these individuals have now dug their own grave, and now they have to go leap into it head first. Literally. Might as well. They might as well. And the ones who are thinking that they're pulling a quick one, that think there's no way she knows that I have any dealings with this, or there's no way that he knows that I have any dealings with this. Continue to play dumb. Continue to play dumb. You can always tell by a person's mannerisms and how they move around you, how they look at you, how they interact with you. It's always a telltale sign that they played a huge part in this thing when it comes to this whole gang stalking, target individual nonsense towards you. Like, what did they expect? You could take a person's own livelihood from them, and they haven't done anything to you. You can do that to an individual just because they chose to sever ties with you, whether it's family, significant others, co-workers, you name it. I honestly think you can get away with that, and things can continue to run smooth in your life, and God will not put a halt to it. The very one who gave you breath, as I mentioned in one of my older videos, you honestly thought you were going to get away with that the entire time. I say all this to say, you guys who've been through this nonsense, to all those who are titled gang stalkers, and to you guys, the jig is up. But to the individuals who are in fact in the categories of being gang stalked, or one who would be viewed as a targeted individual, hats off to you guys, because you stuck it out and you did not allow them to see you sweat, and you kept it moving. That takes a lot of mental strength, physical strength, emotional strength, all of the above. A lot of people wouldn't make it out. They would not have made it out of all the stuff you've been through. And you still kept it moving. You still made a way with still God and your spiritual team by your side. That takes a lot of strength. The funny part about it, the very individuals that have been putting you through this stuff, as the old saying goes, if the shoe was on the other foot, chances are they would have offed themselves from the jump. They would not have been able to self-sustain. And the sad part about all of this is they're starting to feel the brunt of it, and they have been. They have been. And if they say they haven't, or they pretend like they haven't been, they're lying. They're so lying. But to sum it up, you guys, I really think something big is coming down the line. I kept picking up on this song quite heavily by Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight. I don't know why. I think that it's that one, and then also the song by Europe. It's The Final Countdown. Those are the top two that I've been picking up quite heavily when it comes to this topic. And what else have I been picking up quite heavily? Oh, just thought about this. If you've been noticing an uptick of governmental vehicles around you with various plate types that are obviously government aligned, you can tell the different types and how they're formulated. Some of them are paper plates, true enough. A lot of them are actual plates, but they have certain letters and numbers, and usually, depending on the state, it could be something as simple as 4 digits with nothing else on it. Letters, you name it, but they're formulated in a way that if you studied them enough, you know those are government vehicles. Don't be alarmed, because now a lot of these vehicles that are popping up quite heavily in your area, those are the good ones. Trust that. And the funny part about it, because they've been monitoring certain individuals from the inside that had a lot to do with this nonsense too. So now they're still watching them, but it's more so they're watching you for your protection, because if anyone that they try to send in, or if that individual or group of individuals try to even make the wrong move, that will truly be their last move, because now they're heavily being watched. And these vehicles, they're making their presence blatantly known, not only for you to see them that they're there, but they want those individuals who are considering making this move to know that they're there too. It's more of a don't even think about it type of approach. Like, you think you want to pull that stunt, but let us find out you did something. That's your ass. It's more of that type of move. In other words, it's go time. So just know that this is going to be big. It's going to be big. I know it's going to definitely be on the news. It's going to be on the global stage for sure. I'm not sure how it's working in regards to overseas. I know here in the States, it's going to be something that is on the world stage. Not only that, but there's a lot of attorneys involved. And oh my gosh, I forgot to talk about this too. For any of those in the justice system who may have had any hand in this, especially those who were hoping to get a piece of the pie, who may have been in it for like 20 plus years on this nonsense. They're being watched under a microscope. Some actually have already been taken in as we speak. That much I do know. I know. But any other ones that are remaining that think they might have gotten scot-free, you didn't. I'm hoping whoever comes across this video that and if they fit that category, they fit that description as being the one who's been giving this out on their end, just please do understand this. I'm not saying it for feeling a sense of enragement for those that I've spoken to who's going through this, but I'm saying it because I'm saying it from a place of knowing you have been watched and they're still continuing to watch you. And please do understand that don't change up your pattern because that's going to make them move in on you quicker. So continue to do what you've been doing and then just accept it when it does happen because they've been watching you the entire time. Okay. Ooh, I don't know where that came from, sorry. So that is all for this quick video, you guys. That was crazy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And for all the newcomers to my page, I want to say thank you and welcome to my page. Just know that I do see you and I do appreciate you. That whole thing it's kind of like left field. I just felt I needed to say that because I don't know why. Someone's gonna come across this who probably fits that description, who works within the system, who probably think they've gotten scot-free from the whole thing, and I just need them to know that no, like babe, they're watching you too, and don't change up your pattern because you change up your pattern, they're gonna use it against you also. So you might as well go ahead and finish it out the way you've been doing it. And either way, you're still gonna end up having to face reality after it's all said and done because they're gonna close in on you too. All my services in terms of my consultations, my keynote speaking, as well as motivational speaking, you guys, is all on my website. And yeah, this is a bit of a long video, but I need to speak on this because I think it's closing in. And as I mentioned to you guys early in the video, way early in this video, I commend all of you who were able to sustain and get through this nonsense, because them taking you out of your comfort space, that was a bad move. It was a bad move. And now, a lot of them, if they haven't already started doing so, they're gonna be trying to reach back out to you. They're gonna try to reach back out to you to get into your good graces. Don't do it. Don't do it. Once things are cleared and once the appropriate funds are given to you. Because again, a lot of you guys, as I mentioned earlier, this is pertaining to insurance policies. Definitely inheritances that's been left behind that have been taken from you. So they are taken. Or people who may have used your information without your consent, trying to get money off your name, if you will. Once all of this has been bestowed to you, the correct owner of it, as well as the housing, things like that, be done with those people altogether. But yeah, as always, you guys, I'm definitely sending off the love and light. I wanted to collect all my thoughts here because that statement was, okay, I'm gonna stop talking about, but it's one of those things. I'm getting tongue-tied here. Those of you who are in the spiritual space, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes how we could be in the middle of talking or giving a message, and all of a sudden you feel this, it's like a switch that goes off. You might start getting sensations going off, whether you're feeling like breezes go by you, or you're starting to hear certain ringing, certain parts of your ear, or, you know, like I said, flashes of light or orbs. You know, it just randomly happens. Those of us who are spiritually inclined, you know what I'm talking about when I say this. It's just random, and you know that that's something that needed to be said. Or you might feel something as far as a brushing up your back, or depending on what part of your body's exposed, you know. And a lot of times we can say something, and then it's like we get this feeling. It's like you're still in your body and you say it, and then when it's done, then you feel like it was an energy shift. That's what I meant to say. It feels like it was an energy shift. So when I made that statement, I have to play my video back when I go back and edit. But I just had that moment where I felt like it was just a bit of an energy shift where I had to make that statement. I don't want to creep anybody out, but those of you who are in the spiritual space, you know what I'm talking about when I say this. Those of you who are not, you don't know because you've never been exposed to that. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but it's just hard for you to understand it if you haven't been exposed to it. But whatever was said there, I'll play the video back, but whatever was said there, it needed to be said, and I'm going to leave it in there. We're just going to leave it at that. But until next time, you guys, I'm sending y'all the love and light, and I'll see you in the next video. Bless you guys.